MTSS using the RTI module in SIS, Tier 3 Literacy Support Plans for students in grades 4 through 12. The following video reviews the process for documenting Tier 3 response to intervention supports for students in grades 4 through 12. Students in grades 4 and 5 will be assessed using AIMSWeb Plus in order to determine eligibility for Tier 3 supports. Students in grades 6 through 12 will be assessed using STAR in order to determine eligibility for Tier 3 supports. The overall process for documenting literacy support plans using the Response to Intervention module in the Student Information System is the same, regardless of grade level. This video will highlight instances in which differences exist within plan types. Navigation. On the left-hand side of the screen, under Index, click on Student Information, then click on Response to Intervention, followed by General. This will bring you to the Search feature. Search for the student you would like to develop a plan for. Use a last name, first name format when searching for your student. Your workspace will change and you will see the tabs which relate to the Response to Intervention module. These tabs are the Summary tab, the Team Members tab, the Documents tab, and the Contact Log tab. Any staff member at your school who has access to the Response to Intervention module can access these tabs for students enrolled at your school. Contact Log. We will begin by taking a closer look at the Contact Log tab. First, click on the Contact Log tab. This is the place where school staff can document when and how parent or guardian contact was made, as well as provide details regarding the contact events. The Contact Log tab is internal, meaning it does not currently appear as viewable by parents or guardians in the parent portal. However, it is important to remember that this contact log is part of the student's educational record, and as such, all entries made in this log should be objective, factual, and non-biased. Professionalism is critical. To create a new entry, click on the green New icon above the contact log. The contact log detail editor will populate beneath the log. The detail editor will default to the current date and time. Remember to update these fields in order to reflect when the contact event occurred. Select the contact type from the drop-down menu. In the contact box, you will list the name of the individual who was contacted. This should include first and last name. Before the person's name, you should include an abbreviation to indicate the nature of the contact. If the contact was made to discuss academic concerns, include the abbreviation ACA. If the contact was made to discuss attendance concerns, use ATT. If the contact was made to discuss behavior concerns, use BEH. These abbreviations will help to enhance filtering and printing functionality. In the details box, include a brief description of the contact. Click Save when the entry is complete. Users can sort and filter the contact log by utilizing the carets and search fields located at the top of each column. Users can also edit a contact log entry by clicking on it within the contact log, and then making whatever edits are necessary in the contact log detail. Users can also edit a contact log entry by clicking on it within the contact log, making whatever edits are necessary, and then clicking Save. To print the contact log, click on the green print icon above the log. The Print Options window will appear. Here, users can identify parameters when determining what to include in the printed log. Users must identify a start and end date range for printing the log. They can select the type of contacts that they'd like to include in the log, contacts by specific individuals documented in the contact log. In the Contacted field, the user can enter the abbreviations used earlier to print contacts for a specific plan type. For example, if the user only wanted to print academic contacts for a literacy RTI meeting, they could type in ACA in the contacted box, then click Print. A PDF version of the contact log will populate in a new window, and users can print this document as needed. Team members. The next step in documenting the RTI process involves identifying the members of the multidisciplinary team who are working to support the student. Click on the Team Members tab. Users can document team members one of two ways: for team members who are district employees or who are linked to the student via their household in the student information system, we will use the Find and Link New Team Member button. For other team members, we will use the Enter New Team Member button. We will review both methods in this section of the video. To document school-based staff or team members who are linked to the student via their household in SIS, click on Find and Link New Team Member. Select the appropriate team members from the drop-down menus. You can only select and save one team member at a time. After identifying the team member, click Add Team Member. Since you can only select and save one member at a time, you may need to repeat this process to document all school-based team members and all team members who are connected to the student in the student information system. The role of case manager and intervention provider are required. For literacy support plans, the reading teacher of record should be identified as both roles. Remember, for students who receive EL services, the EL point person at your school should be included in the RTI process and should be added as a team member via the Team Members tab. External users who are not linked to the student in the student information system can be included on the team by documenting their participation by clicking on Enter New Team Member. Provide as much information as you are able for this team member. Do not assign this team member a role from the Role drop-down menu. Click Save when you are finished entering information for this team member. Please be mindful that other individuals may already populate in the team member editor when you navigate to this page, as students may already be involved in the RTI process for another support area. Do not delete any team members who may appear in the team member editor. If members of the multidisciplinary team change, you can update their membership for an individual student by clicking on that individual and adding an end date to their membership. Team members who have been end dated appear in plain text within the team member editor, while active team members appear in bold text. Documents. The next step in the process is creating a Tier 3 literacy support plan in the Student Information System. Click on the Documents tab. Click on the green New Plan icon. In the Create New Document wizard, the user will identify which RTI plan type they would like to create. First, the user clicks on the Create New Plan checkbox. Then, they select the RTI plan they are creating from the list of available plans by clicking on the checkbox next to their selected plan. In regards to literacy, there are options for Literacy Tier 3, grades K to 3, Literacy Tier 3, grades 4 to 8, and Literacy Tier 3, grades 9 to 12. Select the appropriate plan type and grade band for an academic support plan. After selecting the appropriate plan type, click Create Document. On the left-hand side of your workspace, you will see the RTI Plan outline. This outline includes the 4 main pages that need to be addressed when creating an RTI plan in the system. As each page is completed, that heading in the RTI Plan outline will become bold to signify that page has been completed. The first page is the intervention plan. On this page, we will create the plan for our student. Users should utilize the RTI Quick Reference Guide for the plan type they are creating. The Quick Reference Guide lists all of the fields that appear on the intervention plan screen in order and provides guidance as to what fields are required and what should be included. Identify the start and end date for the plan. For students in grades 4 and 5 being assessed using Ames Web Plus, the end date should be a date that falls after the next Ames Web administration window occurs. For students in grades 6 through 12 being assessed using STAR, the end date for the plan should be the end of the academic year. From the Universal Screener drop-down menu, the user should select the assessment that was administered. For the Universal Screener score, enter the target score for the appropriate grade level and administration period as identified by the Universal Screener used. For the Universal Screener score, enter the target score for the appropriate grade level and administration period as identified by the Universal Screener used. The plan description field is not used. The base score field is where you enter the actual score the student earned on their most recent benchmark. The base score comments field is not used. The goal name field is not used. In the goal type field, the user must identify one area of focus for the plan. If the student was assessed using AimsWeb Plus, the user should identify either vocabulary, phonics, phonemic awareness, fluency, or comprehension as the focus area. If the student was assessed using STAR, the user should identify craft and structure, key ideas and details, integration of knowledge and ideas, vocabulary acquisition, or range of reading as the area of focus. All of these options are listed on the grade-specific quick reference guide. After identifying the focus area, the user will type this into the goal type field. The goal score field is the score which is the minimum growth target for a student to transition back into Tier 2. For AimsWeb Plus students, the goal score is the target score for the next benchmark to achieve the strategic level. For students assessed using STAR, the goal score is obtained from the STAR Goal Setting Interactive Tool. The Office of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment's MTSS guidelines provide more information for support in identifying the goal score for STAR students. The goal score comments field is where the user identifies what interventions will be used to support the student's progress in the focus area identified in the goal type field. To access the options available for goal score comments, click on the envelope icon next to the word Comments. This will open a pop-up window. This window includes all of the district-approved research-based Tier 3 interventions for the plan type selected. Not every intervention listed is available at every school. The availability of programs per school location varies based on what each school has purchased. Select as many options from the template bank as the team plans to implement for the student. After identifying the choices from the template, type in a goal statement. This goal statement should summarize all of the components of the plan in a clear, concise statement. For example, Alexia will receive individualized instruction and will utilize Achieve 3000 in order to improve her vocabulary acquisition, three times per week for 45 minutes per session. The evaluation method tool field is not used. In the intervention drop-down menu, select the only available option which corresponds to the plan type you are creating. The description field is not used. From the intervention provider drop-down menu, select the name of the plan's intervention provider. Then, from the Intervention Position drop-down menu, select Intervention Provider. The location field is not used. For the following section, users need to identify the number of minutes per intervention session, as well as how often the interventions will occur within a specific time frame. For example, 45 minutes per session, 3 times per week. Refer to the MTSS guidelines provided by the Office of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment for additional information regarding the frequency and duration of intervention delivery. When all of the required fields on this screen have been completed, click Save and Continue. The following screen generates a snapshot of the current student demographic information in the Student Information System. This information will generate on the printed version of the RTI Plan. If any information on this screen needs to be corrected, reach out to your school's secretary or enrollment support staff. To advance to the next screen, click Save and Continue. This screen mirrors the previous screen, but includes parent or guardian demographic information as is currently captured in the Student Information System. The secretary or enrollment support staff at your school should be contacted should any corrections need to be made. Click Save and Continue to advance to the next screen. If we look at the RTI Plan outline, we can see that the 3 previous screens have been completed as they now appear in bold text within the outline. We are now on the final page, which is the RTI Team Meeting page. On this screen, we can document details regarding the RTI Team Meeting. To document a meeting, the user will click on the new Team Meeting icon. The Team Meeting Editor will populate beneath the Team Meeting list. In the Team Meeting Editor, you can document the time, date, and location of the meeting, as well as the date that attendees were invited to participate in the meeting. In the Team Meeting Attendance Editor, you can click on the checkboxes to indicate which RTI team members were invited to participate in the meeting and which team members attended the meeting. When you have finished documenting the details of the RTI team meeting, click Save. The meeting will now appear in the Team Meeting list. To return to the Documents homepage, click on the gray Documents tab. You will see the draft or unlocked version of the plan in the Documents list. When a plan is in draft mode or unlocked, users can make edits to the RTI plan. Users are unable to add progress monitoring data to a student's RTI plan or add an intervention success status to a plan if the plan is unlocked. To lock a plan, a user must click on the plan once to highlight it, then click the Lock Unlock icon above the Documents list. A pop-up warning will appear. Click OK. Now, the icon before the plan will change to a padlock icon. This indicates that the plan is now locked or is an active plan. When a plan is locked, an RTI icon will appear for that student on the roster in campus instruction. Case managers and intervention providers can also add progress monitoring data and apply intervention success statuses to plans when a plan is locked. If a user needs to modify a locked plan, they can click on the plan once to highlight it, then click the Lock Unlock icon. This will open the plan and users can make any necessary changes. Users should note that only minor edits should be made to a plan. If the RTI team decides that they need to implement new interventions for a student, a new plan should be created so that a record of previous interventions and any accompanying progress monitoring data remain in the system. When a user has finished making updates to the RTI plan, they should click Save, then click on the gray Documents tab to return to the Documents list. Remember to lock your plan after editing in order to make it active. Case management. Anyone who's been identified as either a case manager or intervention provider has additional access to a student's RTI record. Case managers and intervention providers are able to add progress monitoring data and apply intervention success statuses to plans within the system. To access these fields, the case manager or intervention provider should navigate to the index, then expand the Student Information module. From there, they should expand the Response to Intervention tool, then click on the word Caseload. Users may need to click on the word Caseload twice, as the first click may expand or collapse the caseload in the index. Your workspace will change to reflect the case management screen. On this screen, you may see two bands of students. One section for students whose plans identify that you are the case manager, and another section for students whose plans identify you as the intervention provider. Generally, users will access this screen for two reasons: to add progress monitoring or to close a plan. Progress monitoring. To add progress monitoring, an intervention provider or case manager must first navigate to their caseload. Then they will locate the student they will be adding data for. On the right-hand side of the workspace, they will click on the blue Show Actions link. The Actions pop-up screen will appear. This screen is divided into two sections: General Actions and Response to Intervention. The General Actions links will take you directly to that specific tab in the General tool for RTI. In the Response to Intervention section, there are two links. We will use the first link, titled Intervention Delivery, to access the screen where we will record progress monitoring data. Click on Intervention Delivery. Intervention providers or case managers must enter the date progress monitoring occurred, as well as the start time and end time of the probe. In the Score field, the user will add the score the student earned on that individual progress monitoring assessment. The user can record any additional comments in the comment field as needed. When these fields are complete, click Save. The box will turn gray to indicate that the system has recorded your entry. A user can edit a record by clicking on Edit and then making the appropriate changes. A user can add more progress monitoring data by clicking Add Another Record. Users can also delete a record by clicking Delete on the entry they wish to remove. Clicking on Graph Historical Detail will show a visual representation of the student's progress. When a user is finished entering progress monitoring data, they can click Close. An intervention provider or case manager can also access this screen from the instruction side of Infinite Campus. by clicking on the RTI icon that appears for a student next to the student's name in the roster. Users should consult the Office of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment's MTSS guidelines for more information regarding when progress monitoring should be administered. To close a plan in the system, a case manager should apply an intervention success status to the plan. To do so, they must first navigate to their caseload. Then they will click on the blue Show Actions link. From the Actions screen, they will click on Finalize Intervention Plans. They can select the appropriate intervention success status from the drop-down menu, then click Save. The intervention success status box will turn gray to indicate the system has recorded your entry. To change an intervention success status after one has been saved, click Edit, then update your selection before clicking Save. To remove a saved status, click Edit, and then click on the small X next to the status before the drop-down menu caret. This will clear out the selection. Then click Save to reactivate the RTI plan. Printing an RTI plan. There are two ways in which users can print an RTI plan. When completing tasks in the caseload, a user may see a blue View Plan link. Clicking this link will cause a PDF of the plan to open in a pop-up window. Users can then print this plan. From the Response to Intervention General tool, users can navigate to the Documents tab, click on the plan once to highlight it, and then click Print. The PDF will open in a new window, and then users can print the plan as needed. Reports. The Student Information System currently includes several custom reports to support the RTI process in schools. Users with access to RTI can generate these reports by navigating to the index, expanding Student Information, then expanding Reports. The portfolio of RTI reports will be available here. Detailed report steppers are available on the SIS Help website. Support and resources. For questions regarding policy, users should contact the following resources. For support with the Student Information System, users should reach out to their SIS coach. Additionally, users can seek support via the help desk. Steppers, quick reference guides, videos, and more are also available via the SIS Help website.